go. So, enough to where your flames won't be seen from the cliffside, away from the beach, and you've begun to set up camp. There is most of your companions are sort of fallen asleep by now, and you're now just sort of sitting round the campfire, sitting on a couple logs that are lying about. You've moved them in, so you have nice seats. Who would like to go first?
Do we have something to eat?
You have your rations.
Do we have fish?
You have plenty of fish.
Yes. Wait, yours has fish.
I think we've all got fish.
I think we all got some fish here.
No, I
you
didn't
just
get any
like
fish.
empty out your boot and the fish flops out.
Yeah, they can call it
Emergency
the fish
rations.
people.
I start roasting a fish over the fire with a stick that I find.
Who would like to go first?
Go where?
Who would like to start? Okay.
You can feel this out of the salty wind.
If you want, someone can roll the D100, and I shall say what the thing is from the list. Or actually, you can should be able to see it. It should be in the chat. Just
We just roll.
roll a D100, and then whatever that number equates to on that list.
Justice.
Okay,
33, what is that? Something you like about it.
so you can go ahead, Drager.
Let me just get into it.
What list?
The list that was sent on the group chat. Yeah.
I send it in here.
It's on.
I have no idea where to start with justice.
Don't you think the whole thing we're doing is for justice?
Oh, you can even just pick something around justice over justice itself. It seems like horribly awkward to...
Damn, I haven't eaten with Velsiman for a long time. There's always those damn draconians around me every time.
Wow.
Not to accept you, but I lived with the draconian refugees from the Kerning. This Kerning wave of priests that you probably had. So that's at least what I thought. And they were, at least for me, they weren't the kind of nice people that you think most of your population is.
I wonder what the people hanging on the cliff actually did to deserve that. From what I've heard, there didn't used to be many punishments in Kern. You used to get sent to re-education camps.
They probably just believed the right
They've been
gods.
overcrowded. Like, the population of the continent is not as small, so maybe they just ran out of space for them. Then they thought
They
they could
decided to just
dispose
kill
them.
them.
Yeah, disposing, but also in
Disgusting.
a gruesome way. Like, as you said, or someone else, I think maybe it was Andre, that what message is that kind of execution shown, as there aren't many people to oppose. I mean, maybe they actually are aware of the possible underground societies that are going to form up.
Let's hope there already are some that we can contact.
Oh yeah, what was the context again? It was the Salt Decky
Salt Decky, Wave of Wind,
and Lin of Moon.
One of them can be found in New Home, which is between the Isle of Old Salt and Dead Man's Reef.
So it's
very small.
west of us.
Yes, I think so.
I would think
Roughly
so,
around
yeah.
there. There's also apparently the others can be found in larger cities, and apparently there's also a organisation, a Valashi organisation in Curse. try and fight off the Shenzhou occupiers, but I don't know how true that is. That it could be a trap.
They probably wouldn't have held them for that long. Even though I really respect their attitude for fighting.
Hey, Felix, have you actually ever visited the palisade in this forest?
The what?
You remember that old palisade that the
The
soldiers
one
once
that
built?
was meant to burn down the Shenzhou forests.
Wait, what?
Is that not what it was
Was
for?
it? Well,
I heard about it, but I spent most of my life in
Well,
the temple.
do
Helping
you think
people.
that thing would ever work as a starting fire for the jungle? Maybe. It seems like quite an odd thing to build. So maybe you're right.
It would certainly get the attention of the Kerns and the Shenzhou people if we were to set it alight, if it hasn't already been destroyed.
Well, it probably succumbed to rot when I think about it, because it probably wouldn't be maintained if it actually were to be prepared for such occasion. But we can always check. It probably wouldn't be manned because it's just in the middle of the forest.
And also, well, I wonder what the diplomatic situation is like between Kern, Dragonhold, and Shenzhou now. Do they
you're
directly occupy the land, or
They probably don't even exist anymore.
is it all just Kern?
It is,
I would
isn't it?
say it would be like just a territory name at this point. Probably translated to Kernish as well.
And I wonder if the northern countries that exist, or have they fallen to Kern? We never heard from them.
It's probably much easier for them to hide, so I would think they're the most probable to survive
I wonder
at
if
this
they're
point.
I wonder if they're still fighting the Kern armies, or whether Kern stopped at Shenzhou.
I think it would be worth for Kern to actually step in territories. They have Shenzhou dragging out all the rich land that was actually on the continent, so
What is even north? A bit of snow, ice, and cold.
there's definitely a lot of wood, but they have it in Shenzhou, so why would they need to go north?
I don't think the Kern people would fight up north very well, considering they
As
are from
well.
a desert. Well,
They probably don't even fight for
they would
themselves
probably
anymore.
conscript just the Shenzhou people to fight there. Because
I
they're
remember, CV, you told me about that the Shenzhou people might be not all that much for Kern. Or at least the normal population.
they fell very quickly to Kern. They fell from the inside.
From the inside, yeah, the higher ups, the royal
From where do you
people.
guys know this kind of information?
CV told me about it.
You know, it's been passed down through my family as leaders of the order, and
Ah, yes, I forgot you're the royal blood. Jeez.
yeah, I'm the last in line for the throne of Dragonhold, if it even exists anymore. That hasn't been melted down.
At least you are a man, not like all the royalties I've come up with. Well-
There isn't much left to actually be royal over.
Yes. For most people, you probably look like a standard peasant.
Exiled on a small island in the middle of nowhere.
You seem quite quiet there, Civi. Not possible for your still loud.
Hito's muted, by the way.
Damn.
He's
How's the
currently just
fish?
sitting on the log, just sort of drifting off to sleep.
I think my fish is done.
Yeah, it's the fish ready.
You still have to eat
Well,
those
Nova, you
fishes.
go first.
I grab my fish and start.
Give me a survival roll, if you wouldn't mind, if you were cooking it. It's cooked quite well. You haven't really had much experience doing it, but it seems to have worked out.
What type of fish actually is it?
It is, I think last time I said it was salmon.
Yeah, it was salmon.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a salmon.
I'm
Yum.
gonna take my fish to survival, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened to dried fish that Andre had?
It's probably got them stuck in his bag, which he's probably sleeping on or something.
Sure, you do that.
Eating on fish. Like the old
I'm
fish.
gonna eat my rations for now. I'm gonna get the dried fish in the morning probably. He said
Oh,
they're gonna be nice.
Oh,
Are we
rations.
actually going to count rations and stuff?
Depends on the situation. Currently, now, you have enough from the boat ride that it doesn't need to be counted.
Yeah. I'll just go foraging if we are running out of food, honestly. But for now, I guess we can have some sort of feast
Has anyone
compared
got-
to what's coming.
Has
forward.
anyone got any experience in foraging? 'Cause I
Hmm.
certainly don't.
Well, yeah, I've been a bit to the forest. My dad told me about certain kinds of berries, but I'm not an expert, I would say.
I mean, I would expect CV or Andre to know that, since both of
Doesn't
their people probably
seem.
live on some forest.
It's CB maybe, but the Ashman don't expect to eat only meat. Also from Shen.
Well, then hunt.
Oh, yeah, I
What
guess
happened to
hunting.
learn how to hunt?
Have you actually seen him like in the forest? He like went after like some random birdie. So the
Well,
moment he got.
We were quite successful with hunting last time.
Remember when the deers attacked him?
That
He
was-
might have survived.
Do you remember that tree? The magic tree?
Ah, yes, the magic
I
tree.
remember.
That
Oh, I still got the mushrooms from there, by the way. That
They kinda rotten?
weird person. No, probably
you
rotten.
tried them up.
I just took them with me. Remember when this person
probably
just let them
soggy.
explode? I wonder how he did that.
I've still got this weird dagger that killed that man up north. We never really figured that out, did we?
Oh, not really.
Also, didn't do anything to the water when you tried it.
No. But it did stuff to the like the healing water.
No. Can I throw the one mushroom into the fire?
Okay, as you pull it out, it's sort of a bit, it's not completely lost its shape, but if at a quick glance, you might not recognize it as a mushroom anymore. But yeah, you can just sort of toss it into the fire. It pops.
Well,
Some sort of like smoke rises from it.
Not as spectacular as I thought it would be.
I hope it's not toxic. Also, where are the mushrooms growing on the mushroom?
What?
Does see mold on the mushroom? No,
I
mean-
it's nothing.
Mushroom.
No,
Yeah,
it
mushroom,
sort of seemed like it sort of just had degraded after the seawater and being constantly jostled around. It sort of lost
Let's
its.
I also still got this weird plate here. The text on it. Never really
It would
figured
be-
out what it means.
Nah. I would expect it's something on the island. I don't think it would spread anywhere other than that, so I would just leave it.
Or maybe it was before there.
Is there any I take out the dagger, is there any writing on the dagger or anything?
Give me a perception. You can see what appears to be some kind of odd markings on it.
Haven't
You
we
found
checked the
anything
dagger
interesting on
before?
What, sorry?
Haven't we already checked the dagger, Nova?
I honestly do not remember. Do I know what any of the markings mean?
No. But from what you recognize, looking at Hatsun's tablet and looking at the dagger engravings, it looks like there's similarities between the two marks.
No, as you see, we finally finished our nap.
Back with us.
Hello, CV. Really
Welcome
took
to
a
the-
long nap since we went off the ship.
Oh my, yeah, definitely. I'm surprised you weren't submerged with the ship with all the fish around you.
For all the dead people that are lying at the coast.
And also that, yeah.
We were just talking about the general situation and I was looking at this dagger.
Wait, do you still have the flag?
I
Hold
do.
off.
Maybe
Well
CV
then.
knows what it is, since everybody else didn't know.
I see. I actually can look at it. It's quite strange to all of us. I think we showed it to everyone except you.
Okay, so let me just give me a moment. I need to bring up my note. Okay. Embroidered upon the flag, there are 3 letters. You assume to probably maybe be initials. And they are... One moment. Okay, sorry, no. 2 letters. And they are AN. In the language of Shinzu. Yes. Of the embroidery. It sort of looks like a bit like sort of... It's very nice and fancy sort of embroidery through. It sort of looks a bit like sort of droplets of water forming the letters. Roll me a history. See what you remember about the initials AN. It's very hard to remember exactly, but you think the name Antos Neres comes to mind.
For expected
you
you not to
recognize
know
it?
it. What do you actually do?
Kai. Isn't that yes. Was he the one that got corrupted? Too? By Kern?
The one that turned to... I wonder what
Wait,
one of his boats was doing then.
did
Yeah, you
Shinzu
weren't
have a
there.
navy?
Not sure. We were
I would not know.
already at the black. Well, you already got the hangover. But on the way, we're on the water. We found a ship that was pretty destroyed, with holes in it.
From the fish.
From
that
the
attacked
fish,
us.
surprisingly. Well, we suppose, or we think it's a fish, since it has like the size of the fish. And well, it somehow, or well, not somehow, fire. And before that, we took the flag of it. We only found one
took
dead
the flag.
man with a yellow uniform. He had nothing on him. And there was another man. That was, well, we only recognized after the ship caught fire that he was in there. Buried by all the fish and, well, we don't know. He was buried between the fish and it already caught fire, and the fire was pretty big, pretty fast. We only heard somebody screaming.
I think it was probably just the sound of the hull creaking and breaking.
For me, I thought it was just probably the bellies of the fish exploding or letting out air.
Definitely.
There couldn't have been anyone in there.
You're
Surely.
sure?
I mean,
Well, they didn't.
I
They
mean,
didn't hear
you would
you
have
call out.
had something.
any
to eat.
ordinary man should have been dead, from what you said when looking at the body.
Yeah, the body. He was malnourished, wasn't he?
The only way is that somehow he got on the ship with dead bodies on top
Maybe
on
he
the ship,
fled?
and he
I don't know. Maybe. Well, we didn't find out the cause of death from the other guy.
death by fire.
Well, not
If you
not not the one buried by fish. The one in the captain's hut thing.
But you looked at him, he seemed dead for a while, so I don't expect you to find anything, you know.
He at least
Different.
still had some blood in him.
So you think it's from some Shenzhou? So they've been probably associated with Kern?
Probably.
Mao,
Yes.
Who's
would
Mao?
I know anything about the inner workings of Kern? Like the 3 different colours?
No.
Okay. Cool.
You have no experience with Kern itself. The most you know is that the Grandmaster wandered off with the entire guild army into Kern.
Would I know anything about Kurt?
You'd probably know even less.
Whoa, what do you mean? It was a big that was
The religious movement.
the
Probably
religious thing
no,
in
you,
80 Temple
you
2,
are
where all the
too you're too novice of a priest to get this kind of information.
what?
I forgot how many
don't
fleets
know me.
Dragonhold had.
They all got
I-
destroyed.
I found my old Dragonhold overview.
But I thought I would some of the stuff they said there.
Well then, so yeah, one more question. We somehow experienced in foraging, I would say. I mean, we didn't see you being quite experienced while going to the forest, but maybe you are actually. Because we might rely on food from the forest for most of the time. Well, you see, as you are Shenzhou, therefore you would have better connection to forests. Oh, I want to ask if you're experienced in foraging of any kind of food in the forest, as we're probably gonna rely on that for the beginning.
Well, we still have some rations here.
Yeah, we do, but
Remember that. But I guess
Just
it's
so
Yeah,
we-
also
we've got.
just so we can have a reliable person to do it.
Mao,
Yes?
is one ration one meal?
Yes, I think so.
I tell you what is your specialty: killing people in arenas.
Probably.
I remember you weren't meant to kill that man.
I guess I'll be the most experienced when it comes to forest.
Pretty sure you stabbed him. Did I ever tell any of you? Did any of you ever get told the prophecy?
what prophecy.
What prophecy?
I've
There's
heard
a-
about many.
There's a prophecy which my father told me just before I left. About it's an old order prophecy. It's an old order and Shenzhou prophecy.
Ah, shit.
That's probably not true.
It's it goes something like the world will be in darkness under the wings of dragons of the elements, ridden by the children of Sabinus, which was the original Grand Master of the Order.
I mean, the first one.
Yeah.
Wasn't it those
Hey.
Sarian they though?
I think Sabinus. Hang on. Sabinus was the son of Tiber Dragonstar, the first proper. leader of the order, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
It's
Also,
certainly an interesting prophecy.
as a noble, we actually know the land, the land of Shinzu in any shape or form.
So we should probably try and figure out what our actual plans are. Because at the moment we're just a group of people sitting on a beach around a campfire.
In a
We're not
forest.
going to be able to take down Kern on our own.
Oh, that's kind of aiming high, but I would say that he knew home is the obvious target. But
Yeah,
do we think that we have any kind of threats on the way?
who
But they
knows?
probably got completely crushed if they didn't
And
fled into the jungle.
what would we do if we see like Kern soldiers or anything? Do we just try and pretend we're fishermen? Or what do
I
we
think
do?
we both would be at the front of the column and like try to
Guess
deceive
we can
them
send in scouts
of
before
us.
it.
Yeah, not scouts. We were just the spokesperson of the group and try to give Andre on the back.
Yes, try and keep Andre as far away from the talking as
No,
possible.
Andre is going to be our trump card. If anything goes wrong, we just send him and do all the dirty job. And I guess
Him, CV, and Stanis, that big brute, Gustavsson. I can never pronounce his name. It's those northern names.
Gustav's got quite different in Morse Northman, but yeah, he's still a big
No,
guy.
I can't. I still can't really pronounce your name.
I have a question for you, Eldar.
Sivji?
Do you trust
I just call you
this?
Civi.
Eldar, do you trust this?
CG?
Well,
Oh.
Eldar, do you trust
What?
Gustafsson?
Well, Gustav, I definitely trust him. I can tell you that. It's as similar of trust that she would have for Andre, I think. That's from what I hear. You're quite in a similar situation as I were.
How did you escape the island, Eldorf?
I don't remember. It was kind of a long
Back in the
time ago.
siege.
Yes.
Me and Sivji had to commandeer a boat. We sort of jumped onto one.
Well, we had the orders from the garrison to help with the evacuation when the attack started, and so we did get one of the boats, which was defended by a woman with a spear, in which then we just took it over with Gustav's help.
Huh. Yeah, we almost didn't get off the Isle of Old Salt.
He also seemed quite obedient with the current current leaders of the garrison. Wasn't quite pushy and didn't actually insult anybody any other way. I was just trying to get along with most people and only show off his strength if there need be. So
Gustafsson seems quite reasonable.
yeah, he was.
I don't mean to insult Andre, but he's quite hot-headed.
Yeah.
But at least he's there to protect us. Gustafsson is just drinking, sleeping, and eating somewhere else
That's
the
true.
whole time.
That moment you can just hear snoring coming from Gustafsson.
How tall is everyone compared to each other?
I'm probably the smallest.
I am medium.
Did you fill in your height?
I'm medium.
No, it just when it goes to like character sheet, it says I'm medium.
We
Did you
can
fill in
look
your
at
height, though?
we can look at Mel's art on the
Oh,
channel.
yes.
Nova's the smallest one.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm 6 foot.
Look at it.
Where?
The art is not technically canon.
It is.
The art isn't canon. You heard him.
I don't have a height there.
We don't have anything to measure ourselves anyway.
Why would we?
Yeah, well, what do we? Well then, so we're gonna actually try to be the fisherman, or do you guys have any other ideas?
Well, we're gonna have to go quite far inland to find this place. So maybe hunters would be better.
Hmm.
And
Also,
if they
probably
ask about the
gonna.
fish, we could just say we traded with some fishermen for like a dead deer or something. Does anyone have any
What's-
bows or anything?
Well,
A sling.
a sling is mostly a blunt weapon, but
Oh, what was that?
I guess so. I keep
Well-
hearing wolves in the distance. It's so scary. Let's just hope that they don't come anywhere near us.
and also probably gonna speak in merit most of the time. Because I've been. Yeah, also most of us probably don't know Draconic anyway.
You are all currently speaking in Merid. It is the only language that you all know.
Is that the name
Yes,
of
The
the Vilsi language?
superior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Merid is common.
The superior language.
Well, but as the leading parties, we could try to have a different persona. Probably we could be say we are Draconic. Don't you think it's gonna help us a bit?
Do we look draconic?
Well, I do.
Like he
You
does.
do, yeah.
And if three of us can speak Draconic, we could convince them that we are. But there's going to be any kind of advantage to us.
How do you spell the Vilsi language? Merid?
Merit.
Merit.
One moment.
Mered.
Oh, okay. Is that like that? Cool. So I think, when we set off tomorrow, we should try to find new home. Trying to stick off the tracks. We don't want to get, I don't know, spotted by any current patrols if they exist here. I don't know what the situation's like.
I'm sure the rest of the party is gonna be okay. They've got different personalities, but
Knowing Andre, he'll probably just want to take the wild head on.
in that case, do you think the Kernick patrols are actually going to try to, you know, pacify us, kill us, or just try to report?
Who knows? But we don't want to leave a trail of corpses, because we don't, especially back to the boat, because eventually they'll find this boat, and we'll want to be as far away from here as possible.
Do you want to keep the boat?
It's a bit destroyed.
Yeah, we can just scupper it, you know.
How big is the boat? Couldn't we just drag it into the forest? Leave it there?
Could we feasibly do that, Mal?
With all of you, yeah.
I guess also we can do that.
We'll do that.
I mean, we can just destroy it into, like, you know, planks. And yeah. Just get each plank piece by piece, and it's gonna be easier to carry.
We don't want to bring it with us. It'll be easier just to
Push it?
steal a boat if we ever try to leave. Because
Just dump it.
Yeah, I'm just saying
do
that.
we really need a boat currently?
No, we don't need a boat, but I'm just saying that.
Especially that boat.
Yes, that boat. I just thought that it's gonna like crumble into pieces anyway, so why not do it from the beginning?
I suppose.
Yeah, let's see. So, preferably, actually, we might actually have people with any kind of ranged weapons to be on the front, just to make sure if any of them are actually cowards, we could get them so they don't actually call for anyone.
Well, I can throw fire. you know.
And both me and Sirius can throw a rock up. I'm not sure about Andrea and his javelins. Like, last time we didn't do much.
Didn't go very well. They
Yeah.
kind of just flopped.
I'd say 3 of us at the front and 3 of us at the back would be a good split. And so we'll be actually telling we are hunters. Wanted to
Hunters or trappers?
trappers. Yeah, maybe trappers would be more.
A mix.
I guess so. And if we don't find anyone in your home, then
I guess we'll go from there. Let's just pray
Following
that
the
let's
road?
just pray that we do find new home
where they found new home.
and find hopefully people that will help us.
They even still exist.
I guess so.
They're not already
But
like.
if anything wrong happens, do we just run to the forest?
I guess so. I think we should try and stick away from the big cities for now.
Yes.
I think that
Forest
would
would
be
be-
wise.
Also, I'm wondering because there was definitely some kind of tower that was manned, and I'm not sure if they're having actually moving
Oh, we
troops
should
on
be-
the road.
We should probably have a look at that tomorrow morning before we set off for new home. Figure out what it is.
Actually, I guess so. Depending if they actually shuffle the troops around, if they're actually garrisoning or patrolling the area. I mean, there wouldn't be reason, at least, but I don't think there would be reason for them to do it after so many years. But maybe they're still doing it as a practice.
I don't know what the situation is like. I don't know if people are being rebellious or whether they've just submitted to Kern.
I mean, after looking at the bodies, it might be actually quite a patrolled area when I think
Yeah.
about it. So, actually,
I would imagine there
leaving.
was. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about if we could just dispose of them if anything bad happens, or like how high a chance would be that they're actually going to discover it quite quickly, or would they even care if the tower just suddenly is completely abandoned?
They'll probably find it suspicious.
They probably think that the people deserted
okay.
and could probably hunt them down.
Civvy.
Still
Sleep
didn't get rid of it? Well then,
well.
I'm gonna die of sleeping soon.
Don't oversleep.
Right.
Oh, there's that wolf again.
Probably gonna get one of us.
Look at Andre, he's the biggest chunk of meat here.
We should probably
Probably
set up watches over the night. We wouldn't want our food to be stolen.
Yeah, but 3 of us is gonna be gonna be longer shifts
Well,
than usual.
we can wake up Andre and Gustafsson.
I guess so.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
While you're talking, you notice the light in the lighthouse goes off.
Can we see a lighthouse?
You can see it up through the canopy. You can't see the lighthouse itself, but you can see the light coming from it, and it goes off.
No, what's the meaning of that?
Huh.
Well,
Did it seem like they could actually sleep there?
if they sleep, we could easily take them out.
Could we go take a look now, Mal? Or we'll save that for the next session.
Sure. You can take a look now.
So,
3 of us, because we're gonna just leave the sleeping ones behind. So maybe like, wake one of them, just to cover the camp.
I guess we can wake Gustafsson up.
Yeah, wake up.
He
Gustafsson.
doesn't do anything.
Okay.
And maybe one of your guys. Over.
Oh yes, also I'll wake up one of the nameless.
Okay.
Much more
I remember what I
reliable.
was going to say. So I think I'm going to keep this mask on whenever we're traveling around, so no one can recognize me. And then if we ever need to go into town or anything, I'll obviously take it off.
Are
So,
you that famous?
well, no, but in case we like end up fighting some Kurd soldiers, so they don't recognize me in the future.
Well,
And us?
did you think that mask?
Unfortunately, neither of you have any masks or anything.
Well, don't you think that mask would make you more suspicious?
Well, the mask would only be used when we're. I guess actually. I guess I'll keep the mask
If
on for
we
now.
ex-
But when we travel tomorrow, I'll keep it stowed in my bag.
Yeah, if you
And
expect to actually run out into any conflict, I guess you could have
And
it.
I'll keep my
We're
armor
about
back
to
in my bag
get
as well. Should we
going
go
up.
and should we go walk up to that lighthouse then?
Yes. Well,
So go.
How far
we
away
should
is
probably
it?
wake up the guys. Okay.
Oh yeah,
We wake up the people.
Yeah, Gustafsson and Nameless.
Okay. So it's not too far away. It's probably about 10 minutes walk. Just up the hill. And as you get up closer, it's quite dark. It's hard to see anything particularly. And then you can start to you start to near the edge of the tree line, to where you can actually see the base of the tower now after climbing the hill. And it seems like it's empty, like there's no one there.
Are there any footprints or anything that we can see?
It's quite dark.
There is a path. Through the moonlight you can see there is a footpath leading towards the tower.
Where does it lead from?
It leads down the opposite direction down the hill. Presumably towards AD Temple itself.
Can I see anyone on the
Temple?
footpath?
Sorry, not AD Temple.
Batman's Reef.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's sorry?
Can I see anyone on the footpath?
No, it seems like no one's there.
Well, that probably proves my point.
Should we go into the tower or?
I think Olaf should first. He's probably the lightest one of us and knows how to sneak around.
Well, if anything bad happens, I'm sure if I could. I guess I would just scream and you'll probably hear me then.
Do you want to try the door then? If it's locked, do you know how to lockpick?
Oh, of course I would do.
Ah.
Then. No, I'm just hoping that it isn't actually a sleeping place for them.
I'll go ahead then.
No, going
I
up
will
to the
just
door sneakily.
survey the
Okay.
area.
Yeah, you can approach the door. Fine.
And try to crank the door open.
Okay, it slowly opens. Roll me a stealth.
I'm sneak peek inside.
This could actually go really bad.
Do you see anything inside?
Roll me a stealth. Okay, as the door opens, as then it fully, like, it sort of swings itself open the rest of the way. It's clearly not fitted very well to the frame.
What a roll! You rolled a 3.
Yeah. I'll see.
And
I wait.
it sort of sounds like the noise echoes up the tower.
I wait for a response.
There is no response.
Shall we venture inside?
Can you guys hear me?
I thought we were like in
But you were just
a
behind me.
forest still.
Yeah, no, we're like near you, I guess.
Alright, well, I guess I'll actually go in. I didn't hear any rustling around, so probably.
It's pitch black inside.
Yeah.
If we
Don't
go
you-
all in, I guess we all have to roll stealth, right?
I'll just
No.
Oh,
go in.
Well, are you being stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, we're
well,
all
then
being
we'll stealth,
obviously
yeah.
stealthy.
You need to roll stealth, yeah.
Only Nico?
No, you all need to roll stealth if you're all going in.
Oh,
What the
Better than
rolls?
Nico's.
Okay.
and also I need to
Oh,
roll
I
again.
had the best roll.
Should I roll
Yes,
again
okay.
or just
No,
it
keep,
stays?
keep what you
It
have.
stays the same. No.
So
Go
you can
bump
go
into
in,
something.
but it's pitch black. There doesn't seem like there's any windows in the
Right.
tower.
Hey.
Just go in. I guess we could actually slide up a torch because we haven't actually seen a response, and being in pitch black is actually worse for us.
I light up a torch with my hands.
Okay.
Well then,
It lights up, and you can see there seems to be a base area where there's a table, there's a chair, there's cupboards with like plates and all in it. There's dirty plates on the table. And then further into the room. There's the stairway up to the main tower.
I
There's
think there
no-
might be people living here.
You can see the stairway
least one.
spirals around a large metal pillar.
the stairs don't go down, do they?
No, they go up.
Shall we venture up?
I mean, of course.
Was that door open? Did you have to unlock it or?
You're probably observing. I just yanked the door open, as you could hear the
Obviously,
The
weren't
great
expecting
crank.
anyone.
yeah.
Maybe they're coming back then.
Well, do you want to go first, Eldar?
Of course, but I guess you can give me the torch, or would you?
I pass Eldar the torch.
Uh, I don't think there's anything sneaky if I have a torch in my hand. Or maybe I'm just not gonna make sounds.
You can still be quiet.
Yeah, I can just be quiet. I'm going up the stairs.
Okay, as you advance up the stairs slowly, you can see odd markings completely covering sections of the wall every couple steps.
Can anybody read them?
No. Not in a language any three of you can understand.
There's just the top floor and the bottom floor. There's probably nothing in between, is it?
No, it is just a spiral staircase going round. You continue on up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
as you keep on advancing up, you can reach the top, and it seems that you can just smell like the smell of burning logs, like that smoke smell, just coming, and it seems like once you come up through the stairway, it seems like an observation area that on the exterior, on the
The edge.
on the edge, the interior edge, there is what do they call braziers? Filled
Matriculation.
filled with logs, surrounding the area.
I look into the direction of the Batman's Reef. You probably see it, right? Would that help?
You can see lights in the distance.
Did we see any beds in this tower?
No.
Yeah, see, they're probably just eating here, like other than that.
Guess they do shifts and they probably go home.
Hmm.
What time do you reckon the light went off?
Probably about maybe 10 minutes ago now.
But there's still normal logs there, right?
How long ago did it become dark?
About 3-4 hours ago, maybe a bit more.
And also, did the door have any lock on it?
No.
Or was it just... Oh, so it had... Let's see, the door didn't even have a lock on.
Well, it's a
Well, then-
beautiful view from up here.
You can feel the heat radiating from the metal pillar going up. It seems like the heat of the burning logs has like really heated up this metal sort of pole.
Do I recognise the hole or anything?
No, it's a metal pole going straight up through the tower. It's not like your father's metal pole.
Yes.
Well,
Well, then, I guess
not
we've
much
seen
up here.
enough. We could technically wait for them and
I feel like that's
do
probably a bad
something.
idea.
Actually,
Yeah,
mm,
probably will be.
But did we see any weapons or anything?
No.
Um,
the only thing I
Can-
think we could do if we really want, we could just poison the rations if we find any, but that's kind of pointless.
we don't know if they're bad people. There's no
Yeah.
point murdering
Well,
people. And we don't have anything to
They're-
poison it
The
with.
walls are full of symbols that none of us can read.
So
and
it could be.
It could be.
You still have the flag, right, Eldorf?
Ah, yes. It's always in my pocket.
Does the writing look similar?
I compare them.
Give me an insight.
All of us?
Oh, whoever you're all looking at the stuff, sure.
Wow!
I got
the
a
rolls
plus
are doing-
4 on.
I get +4 as well.
It's hard to see. They look like squiggles on the page. Oh, sorry, on the flag, and it looks like squiggles on the walls.
God damn it.
If I look out of the observation deck, about like between, can I see the lights of Old Salt?
No.
Do we see many lights at the direction of Deadman's Reef?
It looks like there's a few. It doesn't seem like as much as you would imagine there would be. But you can see some lights twinkling from the distance.
Can I see any lights where like between where the Isle of Old Salt should be and Deadman's Reef? Like where
Yes,
Newhome-
it seems like up the coast there's sparse lights sprinkling through the area.
Is there any like sort of inland,
Yes,
like where New Home would be?
there's a couple, sort of like at the edge of the forest, just further in, and some within the forest itself. This very small little thing.
Well then,
I never got a map of the. That's what I should have picked up while we were still there. We should have picked up a map of the mainland.
I mean, I kind of remember most of it, so.
I mean, also
Could we
priests
actually-
probably walked here a lot. From the Isle of Old Salt and 80
I mean, I
Temple.
know Vilsi quite good. I've been traveling around cities a bit, so.
Would I know the area a bit, Mel?
Yeah, but
Since
it
I would
must know the
travel a
area.
lot between the holy sites, I guess.
Yeah, you'd know the area.
Ah.
Yeah.
But all of
This
us
tower wasn't here before, like obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well then, could we scavenge there? If there's any map in here?
Yeah. Can we look around for a map?
No, there does not seem to be any
What was on the table again?
Well,
dirty plates.
could I like
Can we
pick?
see what food they
Could I pick up
recognize?
a cloth or any kind of piece and try to scribble the signs on the wall on it with a piece of coal?
Yeah. Is there any paper, like parchment or anything?
There's like napkins.
Yeah, they could like try. We could both try to replicate the signs on the napkins with a piece of burned wood. Because I don't think there's anything to write with anyway, or better than
how
coal.
engraved into the wall are the squiggles?
Deeply. It seems like they're done with a chisel. Like with like the effort seems to have been put into this.
Is there any coal up in the braziers that I could, or charcoal that I could grab without burning my hand off?
It seems like the thing's been dosed with water to extinguish it, but you can get stuff, but like within the pile itself that's not too hot and isn't soaked.
Can we see the light of our campfire from below, from up here?
No, it seems like the canopy is mostly obscuring it. You imagine you could probably see the smoke if you were looking for it.
Yes.
I take a piece of charcoal and a napkin and try to do it onto the napkin.
Like what we do with a coin.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
You
could
have,
also go.
you have
closer.
mark. Oh wait. Where do you take the markings from? The markings. Can you give me an investigation?
Or not, because there we go.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Wait. Of course, now the name of it drops out of me. You notice the markings seem to be following a Fibonacci pattern round the spiral of the tower.
Who's Fibonacci?
oh fuck.
A very famous Vilti mathematician.
Yes, yes. Oh, Fibonaccios. There you
Ah,
go.
yes. Fibonacci.
And then I guess Fibonacci.
So, where do you want to take the rubbings from? The bottom, where the markings are smaller, or the top, where the markings are larger?
Can I try and do a rubbing of both the top and?
Okay,
Can't we do the same thing?
sure. So you now have large rubbing and small rubbing.
So I just. Go down first.
I'll take the small rubbing, I guess. If you
Oh.
take the large rubbing.
I guess
I'll
I'm
take
pretty
the middle
talented in writing or drawing.
Small rubbing on a napkin.
Do I recognize better? I guess.
What do you mean? The pattern? You would have seen it. It would have been something that would have came up in your studies. It's not really something that was a key point in your religious studies, but maths would be a thing that would.
You know what it would be used for?
You're not sure. You have no idea. Just you recognize it that at the top, it mathematically, just like at a glance, it seems like it's this Fibonacci sort of spiral of the size. So at the bottom, it's really tiny markings, and as you go up, the markings get larger and larger.
I could do a history check, even though I can't read it.
Sure, if you want.
What history?
Disadvantage.
God damn it!
Yeah, you don't you recognize the system, but
How
you
would
don't
you know?
have any knowledge about its use
Don't know.
in markings.
Well, I think we should probably head back, put everything back how it was. Like put the charcoal back into. Well, actually, I might take this charcoal with me. It'll be quite
Yeah,
useful
I'm
for
gonna
the future.
take the one with me too.
Guess if you're keeping, I'm also keeping.
I don't think they're gonna miss free charcoals that much.
How heavy is a piece of charcoal?
Not notable. Like
Pretty fucking worth.
I gave it 0.2.
yeah, something like that. I've had pieces of charcoal in my hand, and I haven't even noticed they were in my hand. They can get so light.
It is really light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then for the extra, they pick up peat instead, and it weighs a ton.
Oh, I think we should head back to camp and go to sleep.
There's nothing more to
Let's make
see.
sure to close this this door properly. I take note of the general direction of the lights within the forest.
I mean, we could also take a quick look at the holy side
it's quite
from
far.
the forest. Is it quite far?
Yes, it'll probably be a day or two to walk.
But
You've I assume you've sort of de-sized the world now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because originally I was
that
told
would be
that
a year
across
to-
my nation it was like the size of France.
It would take about 6 months for you to reach, like, the Isle of Old Salt, if ever you were to use that scale.
My God.
So yeah, we're not using that scale.
I go back to the campfire, and as soon as we're out of the tower, I close the door. How it was.
Okay.
with us just still being in it.
No, I'll wait until you two are out.
Whatever, never leave.
What, when you're silly?
Wow. Wow.
Damn, you've just been insulted
Yeah.
hard.
Can I put the lock on some kind of lock on the door?
To lock it.
You have rope.
Don't lock the door. We don't want them to know we were here.
What are you doing?
No,
Oliver?
I want to lock the silly guy in.
No, we don't want anyone to know we're here.
Yeah.
Can we get more? Do
Try
we
to
see any
cheer up a
footprints on the
bit.
ground?
We're definitely gonna find anything nice in this island. I'm just trying to give a high spirit in here.
No.
Yes.
Do we see any footprints on the ground?
There are paving stones, so you can't see any footprints. It seems like the path to this tower is completely paved with paving stones. You can't
So it
exactly
might be
see
an
how
important tower.
you can't see how far the paving stones go, whether they reach all the way. But at least as far as you can see with the darkness of the torch, you can see. It seems like it's paved.
Wouldn't all roads coming to that man's reef would be paved? That's kind of an important thing, as I thought we would know.
I think we actually did a big infrastructure work once in Wilson.
Yeah,
Actually-
there were massive infrastructure works in Dragonhold and Kern. I'm pretty sure. You don't know about Kern.
There's nothing to say here.
Well, I for one am gonna go to bed, catch some rest before my watch tonight.
I'll go first. I guess
We'll set off at dawn, I guess.
I guess Eldaf can take the first word. Oh, never
yeah,
mind. Aren't your slaves doing this right now?
They're not slaves. They'll take a few watches between them.
I'll
can
pick
start.
the one.
Yeah, they can do that.
I'm taking a prayer before I sleep.
Okay, give me a religion roll.
Hey,
Hey,
Nothing happens.
You feel religiously
I feel
fulfilled.
fulfilled. Yeah,
Yeah.
feel did some good stuff.
Right, so we'll end it there.